obviously your former gym mate, I don't know if he was in the gym at the same time as him, Ohara Davies. Did you just miss each other, or was you in there a little bit?
No, I did miss him. You're right, I did miss him. But I trained him for a couple of weeks when Tony went to Texas with Ricky Burns.
Oh, okay. What do you make of OD? Well, now, because obviously back then he weren't as big as he is now.
Yeah. He's crackers, isn't he? He's always been mad. Since the moment I've known him, he boxed at Repton, though I didn't know him there. He's just, yeah, he's a character, and it takes all sorts to make the world go round. I think perhaps he should just wind it in a little bit, you know, because of the last fight and the way it went. Maybe he should just tone it down a little bit and get a win first. And he's got the opportunity now against Tom Farrell, is it? He's got the opportunity.
Another unbeaten fighter.
Another unbeaten fighter. He's got to make a big statement here, though. I don't think even a points win or a boring points win won't cut it. He's got to look the business now, because people soon are going to be sick of his carry on. He's got to come back big.
Obviously, Tony's had some fighting in his time. There's obviously a lot of fighters in the gym. I mean, do you think this is the first sort of fighter he's had with a personality that big who does it on the stage?
Well, I didn't have one.
Yeah, you weren't slagging people off.
Yeah, I guess it's a new thing for Tony, but Tony's an experienced man. He's been there, he's done it. He knows the score, Tony, and he'll find a way of perhaps managing Ohara. But it's when Ohara's on his own. He's he's lethal. But he's got a phone on him. He's had it.
Did you see the videos of him in Liverpool?
I didn't. But I see the one of him coming home. Coogan interviewing him on the way back, and yeah, he's something else. He's crackered, but I still think there is potentially an opportunity for Ohara to learn from that fight and sort of and pick some titles up. I still think there's a chance there, but he's got to learn from that last one, because he was humbled there in spectacular fashion, I think. What do you make of the people that say he quit? Would you say that he quit, or? I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying in the sense that, you know, he couldn't breathe in his health, blah blah blah. But you can't be doing that. A lot of people, you know, for instance, my fight with Stern, you'll see that. I mean, I was in agony. I was terrible. My leg was almost hanging off, but there was no quitting me there. I got up and I was still throwing punches. When the towel went in, I was still on my feet throwing punches. I think to turn your back can be damaging, mate. I think can be, you know, be damaging. But again, he's got another fight now to prove that was a mistake. He won't do it again. I don't know. It's a touchy subject, isn't it? But let's see how he gets on. I mean, like I say, there's still time for him to make that wrong or right. Matchroom now have next gen, because they've signed so many of the Olympians and young fighters. They've had to give them their own show, which is great.
What do you make of the next generation?
The next generation are brilliant. There's some great fighters. Yeah, there's some real good fighters out there. I'm impressed with them all. You've got to be, because of the way they're performing, and not just that. Sorry, I'll take that back. The way they've performed as amateurs, okay, and I can understand some people giving them stick and giving Eddie stick for the show to put on, because you remember, you fought as a top class amateur, fighting the best in the world, and then you turn pro and you fight some, you know, as people say, a Latvian builder or whatever, road sweeper, you know. But these guys have got to learn. There is a transition there. But I think what we're going to find with boxing, I think a lot of these fighters are going to get fast tracked really quickly, because people are just not going to take it anymore. People want to see these big fights, and Eddie's keen to put on the big fights. But people deserve to learn their trade. But I think the calibre of opponents when you first start off will probably up a little bit. I think the quality might be a bit better, but it's not no one's fault really. One of the next generation is Conor Benn. He split opinions really on what people think of him, whether they like him or hate him, or how well he's going to do. He's going to achieve what his dad has. I mean, what do you make of him? What you've seen so far? He's a young lad who's learning still. And one thing you can't fault with Conor is his desire and his work ethic and his his aspirations to reach the top. You've got to remember, he's come to London from Australia. It's unbelievable. I mean, that commitment, something else. And he only had a handful of fights in Australia. So, you know, he's learning all the time. He took some time out of the ring to polish up on his skills. He looked good last time out. I find it weird that anyone would dislike Conor Benn, because he's a nice bloke. You know, it must be tough for him to try and fill his dad's shoes, but I think one thing you see that's different from him to Chris Eubanks Jr. is he wants to be his own man. I think Chris Eubanks Jr. and Sr. sort of mould into the same sort of person.
Nigel Benn's son.
Hey?
Nigel Benn. You said Chris, oh, Chris Eubanks, oh sorry, no, ignore me.
Yeah, lost the plot,
Sorry.
Them two are sort of moulded into one person, but Conor Benn wants to be different from his dad, you know. It's slightly, I understand it though, why there's always going to be these comparisons, you know. There was a Dark Destroyer and he's the Destroyer, but, you know, I think it's personality-wise they're two different people, but, yeah, I wish Conor all the best, and he's learning well under Tony.
Right, mate, well listen, Darren, good luck with the gym. I'm sure
nice one, mate.
Until then, thank you for IFL TV.
Cheers.